Persona. Hello, one and all. It's me, Potatoman Big, back on the scene. Alright everybody, this is it. This is one I've been wanting to do for a long time. Like a really long time. Seriously, it's way overdue at this point. What am I talking about? It's time for me to tackle another aspect of my past. You see, a long time ago, back when the world was cooped up due to the pandemonium of 2020, if we want to put it that way, I used to play a little game called... But my audience over here on YouTube doesn't know the full story. Which I'll explain. It's real simple. I used to play it, but I never got around to finishing it because I didn't take this whole, streamer / YouTuber thing as serious. And now that I do kind of want to take it more serious, I want to go ahead and bring you guys up to speed as to what's going on with my journey through the game as of right now. Now, for the purposes of this video, like I just mentioned, I'll be summarizing what I've played so far on Twitch. And once you're caught up on the story, right here on YouTube, you guys can go watch me play it on Twitch. Now, I'm pretty sure some of you are asking, but Big, what are you gonna do if we miss this video and you don't give us an explanation as to what goes on in the rest of the story? What are you gonna do next, huh? It's very simple. Besides this video, you guys are also going to be getting all the VODs I have saved on my local drive. Spoiler warning though, parts 1, 2, and 13 were lost because I'm a dum-dum and I didn't get the time to save into my hard drive, but that doesn't matter. But anyway, I think we're done with the preamble. Let's get down to business.
この物語はフィクションである。作中のいかなる人物、思想、事象もすべて紛れもなく、貴君の現実に存在する人物、思想、事象とは無関係だ。以上のことに同意した者にのみ、このゲームに参加する権利がある。確かに承った。今世界はあるべき姿にあらず、歪みに満ち、もはや破滅は免れない。定めに抗い、変革を望む者、それは時にトリックスターとも呼ばれた。汝トリックスターよ。今こそこの世の歪みの深淵に立ち向かうがいい。
My Persona 5 royal journey starts with a casino heist by some dude in a cheap cosplay who also wields a gun, and who also manages to evade capture thanks to his persona, and also thanks to the efforts of this gymnast chick, who also reminds him to remember their promise. In the end, cheap cosplay dude escapes the casino, or not.
お前は売られたんだ。容疑者現任。現行犯逮捕。
So after getting treated ever so fairly by the detectives,
起こせ。無駄なんだよ。素直になれ。それともお注射もう一本行くか。聞かれたら答えろと言ってるだろ。
we learned this guy's name given to him by my adorable Twitch chat. You guys are the best tots a tater could ever have. Getting back into it, Deagle over here then gets questioned by this chick on his motives for pulling a heist, which causes him to flashback back to when it all began.
しかし、この声が届いているということは、まだ可能性は残っているはず。お願いです。このゲームに打ち勝ち、世界を救って。逆転の鍵は絆の記憶、仲間と掴んだ起死回生の真実。すべては半年前、ゲームが始まったあの日。
So this is essentially a Naruto plotline because you need to see the flashback in order to understand the story? What's next? 200 episodes of dumb filler? Anyway, Deagle arrives in his new home to the best place possible. A hidden coffee shop where his room is this dusty attic. It ain't so bad. The attic just needs a bit of TLC. And the place is run by one of the best dads in gaming, Sojiro Sakura. Too bad he doesn't really care for Deagle since he's on probation for a crime he didn't commit. After meeting his teacher, Deagle is ready for his first day of school. And on the first day, it rains on him. Cut Deagle break, Atlas, come on! At least our guy Deagle meets a couple of key characters to his story. Ryuji Sakamoto, also known as Monkey Boy, An Takamaki, this game's version of Marilyn Monroe, and Kamoshida, who shall now be referred to as Mr. Misconduct. After seeing Monkey Boy getting pissed at Kamoshida for giving An a ride to school, he meets Deagle and walks with him to school. Yes, this is completely normal. What the fuck? Upon entering the castle, they're immediately captured by armored knights? Seriously, can this day get any damn weirder?
我が城に忍び込んだ挙句、王である俺様に悪態をついた罪。
I spoke too soon. Anyway, Mr. Demonetize here bears a striking resemblance to Mr. Misconduct, but Deagle and Monkey Boy have bigger fish to fry when they find out that they'll be executed, and then this happens. After a bit of swashbuckling with armored knights that turn into floating jack-o'-lanterns, and yes, that is their actual name, the boys escape and find this cat in a jail cell.
なんだこいつ。
お前ら城の兵士じゃねえな。こっから出してくれ。ほら、そこに鍵あるだろ。
We come to find out that this cat is called Morgana, and he does everything a cat does, and yet doesn't want to acknowledge that he's a cat.
猫じゃねえ。次行ったら許さんぞ。
Morgana also has a persona named Zoro, and with his help, the boys escape the castle.
あいつら使えそうだな。我が輩の見立てが確かなら、あのクセっ気の方は特にな。
After Monkey Boy reveals to Deagle that he has suspicions about Kamoshida's power trip in school, they go back to the castle to gather potential evidence. But in their haste, they get caught again by the guards. And this time, Ryuji undergoes a reality check.
そうだよ。俺があいつに奪われたもん。もう帰ってこねえ大事なもん。 にやけた面でこっち見てんじゃねえよ。随分と待たせたものよ。力がいるんだろ。ならば契約だ。どうせ消し絵のおめえなら旗に掲げて人を暴れ、お前の中のもう一人のお前がそう望んでいる。我は何時となる。覚悟して背負え。これよりは反逆のドクロが貴様の旗だ。
貴様に何ができる。黙って眺めているがいい。
こいつもだと。
これが俺のペルソナ。こいつはいい。この力がありゃ借りが返せる。ほんと待たしちまったな。行くぜ。
なめるなガキ。
ぶっ放せよキャプテンキッド。
ねえわ、マジねえわ。何いい話風にまとめてんだから。
Days pass, and Deagle gets acquainted with two more people in school. Yuki Mishima, also known as the social loser, sorry to any Mishima fans out there, and Shiho Suzui, also known as the prime target of Kamoshida's special training. Also, Morgana shows up in real life as a cat because he can do that apparently. Although Morgana and the boys have their own personal interests in mind, they agree to take down Kamoshida when they find out that he takes advantage of his power and, well, this. This not only causes the boys and Mishima to face expulsion due to Monkey Boy's actions, somehow An manages to get caught up in the matter as well, and it also turns out that she has the power to summon a persona.
まったく出番が遅すぎるのよ。お前が立ち向かわないで誰が恨みを晴らしてくれるの。許す気なんて初めからなかった。お前の中のもう一人のお前がそう叫んだ。我は何時は我。やっと契約結べるね。
聞こえるよ、カルメン。分かった。もう我慢しない。
そうよ。我慢なんかしていても何も解決できない。分かったのなら力を貸してあげる。
After facing the fact that the boys are on the verge of being expelled, and on finding out that Mr. Misconduct has been using An in ways that I can't really say here on YouTube, but not going to the point where it becomes... Deagle, Ryuji, An, and Morgana decide to make the castle crumble by their own hands and take down the king himself. Even though the king turns into this abomination, the ragtag team of teens and a cat managed to take down Kamoshida and take the treasure, as they pointed out earlier in real life that they'll steal the object of their target's desire. Exposition time! See, the reason why the castle exists at all is because Mr. Misconduct has such distorted desires that such a place forms. And its entire foundation depends on its root, or in other words, the object that the target considers the most important part of all. The game explains this root as the treasure of the place. As for the target itself, even though they look the same, they're not exactly the same person. The only thing shared between the both of them is that if the treasure in the castle, which I will refer to as palace from now on, is compromised in any way, or in this case stolen, the target and the palace ceases to exist, but the target in real life remains intact and undergoes a change of heart, which is exactly what happens to Kamoshida after having his treasure stolen.
一思いにとどめさしちまうか。まあ任すぜ。
やめてくれ、頼む、やめてくれ。
みんなあんたにそう言ったんじゃないの。けどあんたは平気で奪ってったんだ。
わかった。俺の負けだ。とどめを刺せよ。そうすれば現実の俺にもとどめを刺せる。勝ったお前らにはその資格がある。ああ！
廃人になられたら罪が証明できなくなる。
アンドのは優しいな。
俺は負けた。負けたら終わりだ。これからどうすればいいんだ。分かった。俺は現実の俺の中に帰ろう。私は教師としてあるまじきことを繰り返してまいりました。生徒への暴言、部員への体罰、そして女子生徒への性的な嫌がらせ。鈴井志保さんが飛び降りたのは私が原因です。
性的な自分で言う。気持ち悪い。
私は
逃げるな。志保だって死にたいほどの事件の続きをちゃんと生きてる。あんただけ逃げないで。
その通りだ。全くその通りだ。私はきちんと裁かれ罪を償うべきだ。
本当に心が変わっちゃったんだね。
みたいだな。でもこれで良かったのか。そうだよな。けど展開が急すぎっつうか。
モルガナ変身。さあパンサー、レディーファーストだ。
Morgana explains Mementos as the palace of society, and Deagle gets acquainted with these characters. Moving on! After some time passes and Deagle gets more and more familiar with his new friends, one day, Miss Monroe feels like she's being followed by someone, although she can't exactly bust the guy on her own because he keeps slipping away. So like the complete boss that she is, she tasks two men to take care of it for her. But since the men in question are Deagle and Ryuji, they decide that the best course of action is to leave An alone in someplace. My kind of people. But not actually, as this was a ploy to corner the guy, and the purpose... some skinny dude in a white shirt? Seriously, An, you get scared over this guy? He looks like he's about to snap twigs as a test of strength. Anyway, this here is Yusuke Kitagawa, also known as the Crazed Art Fanatic, disciple of renowned artist Ichiryusai Madarame. Yusuke here has taken quite the liking to An, so much so that he asks her to pose as a model for one of his paintings. Like his nickname would suggest, he's obsessed with the arts, particularly paintings, and was looking for inspiration on his next piece until he found An. And he thought the best way to ask Marilyn Monroe to pose for him was to stalk her. Sure, I'm sure that'll hold up well for you in court, Yusuke. Luckily for him, he evades jail time due to Madarame's timely intervention. Yusuke tells An to give the modeling some thought and to contact him once she's ready. An agrees, but assigns the boys to be her bodyguards. without getting paid for it. Come on, seriously, you know at least some compensation is owed to them. Anyway, the boys and An head down to Yusuke's humble abode and see that Yusuke lives in quite the place. Not quite what one can usually expect for a renowned artist. Who are we to judge, huh? Once inside, artist boy here begins to look for inspiration from his model, but can't quite find it. Then he blurts out this line.
君に遠慮してしまっていたから。けどもう心配しなくていい。君が全てをさらけ出してくれるなら、俺も全身全霊を込めて最高のラフ画に仕上げてみせる。はあ？ラフ？理想のモデルでラフ画を描けるなって。もちろんお前らは入れないし、今日の話も忘れてもらう。そろそろ新作を先生に提出しないといろいろ不都合がある。ラフってヌードでしょ？なんでそんな話になんの？それが条件だからだ。
Yusuke, seriously, if you were an adult, you'd already be behind bars, no questions asked. But since the characters present are teens, and Morgana, Yusuke kicks everyone out and will only allow An in if she agrees to literally become the next Marilyn Monroe. Unbeknownst to Yusuke, the team of teens had been hearing a rumor about his art superior plagiarizing their pupils' work, and went to the modeling gig as a ploy to obtain any intel that they could about his master. It's also discovered prior to the gig that Madarame has a palace which shapes itself in the form of a museum. On top of that, an art exhibit showing Madarame's work in real life is currently in full effect. Prime time for some phantom thieving, eh? Oh yeah, the team called themselves the Phantom Thieves of Hearts, but that's a stupid name. Chat gave them a much better name. Seriously, you guys are the best. Back to the matter at hand. After being kicked out, Morgana tells the team that there's a suspicious looking door that's been locked for whatever reason and is looking very similar to a door that's locked in the palace. After devising a plan to get the door open and meeting a journalist interested in the rumors surrounding Madarame, the team manages to get the secret door open, but suddenly Yusuke manages to get into the palace since he was tailing on. As perplexed as they are by his entry, the team has no time to process the turn of events as they need to make a quick escape. Unfortunately, things don't go to plan, and Shadow Madarame shows up before them, cornering the thieves and giving his grand spiel that yes, he is plagiarizing and has manipulated Yusuke to do his bidding, and yet in a very subtle way. I'll be serious here, for as much as I jest, I share no sympathy for people who manipulate others. That's just a scummy thing to do. Now that Yusuke knows his sensei's true self, he finds new conviction, and therefore...
ようやっと目が覚めたかい？真実から目を背ける貴様こそが何より無様なまがいもたった今決別するのだな。いざや契約ここに結ばん。我は汝、汝は我。人世の美醜の誠のいろは。今度は貴様が教えてやるがいい。よかろう。来たれよ、五右衛門。絶景かな。まがいものとてこうも並べば相関至極。悪の花は栄えども醜悪俗悪は滅びる定め。
おりゃすごいぞ。
生きがいをって何も知らずに死んでいくがいいわ。貴様を親と慕った子供たち、将来を預けた弟子たち、一体何人踏みにじってきた。いくつの夢を金で売った。俺は貴様を絶対に許さない。望むところだ。
It's thanks to the crazed art fanatic that the team makes a hasty escape, and a new deadline is set for the team. Change Madarame's heart before his art exhibit ends or face legal action. Yusuke joins the team and is now ready to enter the fray as a phantom thief, joining Waffle House and lending his power to stop the man who manipulated him for so long. One last plan is executed to steal Madarame's treasure, but as luck would have it for the team,
欲望のために他者を利用する貴様は貴様が書いた絵ほどの価値もない。
Thankfully, this doesn't stop them, as they're able to pull through and deliver the critical blow to end Madarame's madness. Upon his defeat, Madarame speaks of another person inside his palace who dons a black mask. Ooh, ominous! However, believing it to be a cheap trick, the thieves order Madarame to confess his sins in reality.
私は画家としてあるまじき罪を犯しました。世に言うその盗作を私は我が国の美術界にもそして左右にも皆様にどうお詫びを申し上げたらいいか。
After defeating Shadow Madarame, he leaves behind a painting of a woman carrying a child. The painting itself is called Sayuri and is tied deeply to Yusuke, as it was revealed earlier on in the story that Yusuke is an orphan and has no real memories of his mother, as she passed away when Yusuke was just a newborn. Madarame took Yusuke under his wing shortly after his mother passed, but before her passing, Yusuke's mom had left behind a memento that shows the bond between mother and child. The painting, Sayuri. This painting sadly became an object of controversy when Madarame became a slave to his vanity, as he altered the painting to hide what Sayuri really meant and was therefore transformed into an art piece of mystery. Now that the Waffle House team reclaimed the real painting, Yusuke becomes a full-time member of the team, and after his welcoming party, he decides to leave the painting in Deagle's house after being shown true kindness by his new team members and Sojiro. Shortly after Madarame's confession to the media, this draws attention to our dear friends at Waffle House.
怪盗団ねえ。
また怪盗団。
Waffle House has been on the rise after busting a teacher and a renowned artist without actually laying a finger on the actual people themselves. Japan has taken notice, and while some people agree with what the team is doing, others don't see it as such and count it as vigilantism on an extreme level. Enter Goro Akechi, detective prince on the case of the waffle-loving thieves seeking to bring them to justice. Because of this interaction,
あれ違ったかな。美味しそうなパンケーキとか聞こえたから。
I shall now refer to him as Pancake Boy. Pancake Boy and Deagle over here become acquainted shortly after an interview segment on a TV show discussing Waffle House and their tactics. Even though they don't see eye to eye, Akechi and Deagle decide to keep in touch in order to keep sharing their views on things. Thus begins a beautiful friendship that will last for the ages and won't crumble ever, not for a single thing in the world. While the media has been eating up the story of Waffle House's justice, the waffle enthusiasts have to contend with a new player in their school who's set on busting them. Makoto Nijima, also known as Waffle Star no Ken. She has been tasked by the school's principal to find out who are the people responsible for bringing controversial press to the school and damaging their reputation. Okay. Principal, let's just put this into perspective, alright? You willingly let a teacher stay in the school who also was on a power trip with the students. How did you expect this to not happen? And don't you dare play dumb. Everybody and their mother knew what was up with Kamoshida. Lost my cool there for a second. Back to the plot, Makoto deduces pretty quickly that the perps are Deagle and the waffle lovers, but instead of just ratting them out, she gives them a chance to prove their justice by busting a big-time criminal who even the police have failed to capture due to them not even knowing the name of said criminal. Behind the scenes, Wafuru Star has been having a bit of existential crisis, feeling useless to do anything, and having it being made very clear to her by the principal, her sister, hey, I've seen you before, and Akechi. Determined to prove her worth to society, Makoto decides to put herself on the front line and goes straight to the source. And while she does succeed in getting to know the crime kingpin, Kaneshiro Jr., and let this name be known to our waffles in crime, Makoto along with the thieves get caught up in an ordeal. Since the crime boss was dealing with illegal substances, and he himself knowing who Makoto is beforehand, for the price of their meddling and now being the subject of blackmail, the deal is simple. Pay back an exuberant amount of money or be exposed for being associated with illegal activity. Thankfully, with the fact that it's obvious enough that Kaneshiro has a palace, the house and Wafuru Star infiltrate and find Shadow Kaneshiro. I will not make jokes about his appearance, that's gonna get me demonetized. Still mad about her existential crisis, Wafuru Star breaks in a fit of rage, and as such,
うぜんだよこの成金が。
え？
戦う覚悟はできましたか？
いいわ来て。
それなら速やかに契約に移りましょう。我は汝、汝は我。せっかく見つけたあなたの正義、どうかも見失わないで。今日は偽りの自分からの卒業記念日です。なんだ
いやあれバイクだろ。
伝わってくる。これが私。行け。すごい。なんだありゃ。あんなの初めてだぜ。
ギャラ泥棒は処刑ですよ。
もう絶対に弱音なんて吐かない。飛ばすだけ飛ばすから。いいよね、ヨハンナ。
And thus begins a new deadline, which means
まっすぐに進む。とどめ。はい、終わり。
and eventually
これからよ。
フィニッシュは付き合うぜ。
今よ。
ハシャ先輩お願いします。
ハシャ言うな。
さて飛ばすぜ。どこ見てんだ。上だぜ。おおやめた。
Upon Shadow Kaneshiro's defeat, he manages to drop an interesting tidbit.
教えといてやるよ。パレスを使って好き放題してるやつが実際にいる。そいつは現実で何が起きようがお構いなし。廃人化に精神暴走、何でもありだ。
それはまだらめのシャドウが言っていた。
Waffle House is able to beat the odds once again as Kaneshiro is on the verge of confessing his crimes, and the team welcomes the Fist of the Waffle Star as their newest member. Real talk, Makoto is easily the best party member in the game, no shot. The fact that she's a master strategist and is busted thanks to her persona Johanna with crazy offensive and defensive skills simply makes her the best. Even though to the media, Waffle House is still an enigma, More so now that they busted a criminal even the police failed to capture. This calls into question who are the real defenders of justice in the country. The waffle lovers? Or the law? I can see this striking a chord with a lot of people, but I'll leave it at that. Popularity rises, school is about to be out for mid-year vacation, and the house decides to keep doing what they do and make society better one step at a time. Quite the noble act indeed, but no good deed goes unpunished. Sadly, this was where the story of the waffle aficionados was put on hold because that's how far your dear Tater of Tots got in Persona 5 Royal. And the video has gone on for long enough, guys. I mean, I've kept you past here, like, well past the 35-minute mark. Fret not, my friends, for like I said at the beginning of this video, I'll be uploading all the past VODs that I was able to save on my local hard drive right here on YouTube. Now, while the VODs themselves will be unlisted videos, they will be added to a playlist that I will make public on my channel, so you guys can access it and watch it in case you want to see the journey so far in VOD format. Now, I'm pretty sure some of you might be asking, Vic, why not just upload them as regular videos? I mean, it's free content. You got free content right there. If you want my point of view from it, if I upload a VOD from like 2021 or 2022, for me, I feel like that's cheating because it's not exactly new content from me. It was past content that was streamed previously, just never brought to the limelight up until now. I feel like it's a dishonest way of bringing content to you guys. I feel like it's cheating the system. Now, I'm sure some of you might also be asking, you know, Bick, you took the time to summarize your Persona 5 Royal journey so far. When can we expect you to return to the game? To that, ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to announce that today I return to Persona 5 Royal. That's right, I'm streaming the game right now on twitch.tv/BigC7. Link is right here on screen right now, and link is also in the description. I will see you guys there. Now, as always, guys, wherever you are in the big wide world, I wish you the best of luck in whatever you set yourselves out to do. And until the next stream or the next video, as always, take care. I'll see you all on stream!